EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there and welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about our own country. I know there's that heavy Israeli-Iran war going on, but that would take like an hour or two of discussion, and they're still in the midst of everything. So that's another topic if we need to get to it. But I want to really concentrate on what's happening in this country. I'll begin with our problems in Los Angeles. And I was very, very, very disappointed in Maxine Waters from Congress. I followed her for the last 20 years, and she has, while she said some things that I disagree with, she said a lot of things that I agree with, and I thought she was halfway decent and moderate. But recently she said, why are we sending troops and support into Los Angeles when it's totally peaceful? Well, there's one big difference I have. Her definition of peaceful is no one is shot dead. My definition of violence includes destruction of property that is not theirs, breaking of windows, looting stores, and literally, as Maxine Waters said, this demonstration is peaceful. There were cars burning behind her. Not her cars, not the cars of the Democratic Party or the person setting fire. They were strangers' cars, or strangers in ownership of the cars. And wherever there was a car available, they'd pour the fuel on it and set it on fire. That's destruction of other people's property, which is violence, not peaceful. Also, blocking the main highway 101 to people outside the area just commuting to work, and they weren't able to get to work. Things like that are violence also. Any interruption of other working people that have nothing to do with the demonstration, good or bad, who are earning a living, it interrupts them. That is violence. And I'm sorry, even for those that are demonstrating around the universities for so long, as we know, over the last several months, when you block people from attending class who have paid for their courses, that is violence. Freedom of speech never included interrupting other people who have nothing to do with what your demonstration or protest is about. Nowhere is it written that you can do that. And I'm sorry to say, the people, I have to say, who are encouraging this comes right up to AOC in the Democratic Party, Alexandria Cortez. When the Tesla cars were burning, not at the Los Angeles violence, but a few weeks ago, she says, well, that is okay. Destroying all the statues on the history of the country during cancel culture a year and a half ago. AOC said, well, that's okay. I understand how the people feel. Gary Newsom this last week said Trump had no business sending troops or support police to Los Angeles. Believe it or not, Trump learned and remembered from his first 4 years when they said, don't go to Minneapolis with the Floyd demonstration, let it be. Don't go to Portland, Oregon. Don't go to Seattle, the demonstration for that multi-block area in downtown Seattle. Leave them all alone. He left them alone, which is what the Democrats wanted, but they were all either burned or destroyed or leveled to the ground by whatever means, with hammers, knives, whatever. And to this day, those areas are not rebuilt. Well, today, if Trump did not go into Los Angeles, believe me, another major part of the city would be leveled. And I really believe that, and you should too. The other thing that I really hate, I think I've said it on a number of other shows, I'm really upset with the Democratic Party because more than half my life I was a Democrat. And during those eras, way back, the 60s, 70s, 80s, the Democrats and Republicans had slightly different viewpoints always, but they were able to compromise and give and take and respected each other's position. That is not going on now. Right now, the far left has too much violence. In the last 4 years, I don't know how many times I lost count, but it was more than 20 or 30 times. Alejandro Mayorkas said, oh, the border is now closed. It was never closed for a single day. They were just hoping to pacify the stupid general public. That's what was going on in their minds. And the public has rised up to that, and their continued lying now is not helping the Democratic Party at all. It needs to be respectable, not using the word Hitler, which is ridiculous, and a number of oligarchy, king. If they really hate some of the agenda that Trump is doing, talk about the agenda and why your agenda is better. And the more you listen to the party, there is no agenda other than anti-Trump. And the last 4 years, a lot of things were made priorities that the public is not interested in. By the public, yes, you'll always find a few people, a few crazies also. But things like changing sex on criminals in jail, but the general public, if they want to do it, have to pay for it. Things like illegal aliens can have a free medical path to anything that's needed, including sex change. Those are not priorities of the American people. The priorities of the American people are getting inflation under control and crime under control. If there are two major things, yes, money and food and livelihood and safety. And that has been said for months and months, more than a year, and even among moderate Democrats. That, yes, we've got to reduce crime. Yes, we've got to make life more affordable. None of those things were happening in the Democratic Party. In fact, as part of the election program. Even Kamala Harris said, well, for the first time, we should start taxing unrealized gains. That is, if you bought your house for $100,000 and today it's worth $300,000, you'll be taxed on $200,000 even though you never sold your house. Same goes for other benefits. That is in plain English, would eliminate the middle class, not the wealthy, the middle class, because the super wealthy, like our number one man, Mr. Musk, Elon Musk, even Trump himself, who, by the way, is not collecting a salary as president, he's giving that back to the country. They have enough overseas investments that, yes, they'll be affected by capital gain, unrealized capital gains, but they will still have money in addition because it's out of the country. For 90% of all the working class and middle class people who have their own little world of owning their own home, some of them without mortgages at this point, some of them have money in the savings bank, all those unrealized gains, including even less than 100,000, but something in the stock market, all those people would be paying unrealized capital gain when they're in taxes as their values go up. That is totally eliminating the middle class. Why can't the Democratic Party see that? Get back to more basics, making people happy to live again, to have families. People who are accountable right now are scared and having more children, that they may not be able to afford it. Even if they can afford kids now, what about sending them to college with these costs going through the roof, being very unrealistic? Good things are happening for those interested in good trades, electricians, plumbing, and so forth, even contractors, woodworking, all kinds of activities. You don't need to get a college degree. We're opening more and more trade schools. And believe me, people on those occupations are not the low end of the working scale. A good majority of them, especially those that have a partnership with 2 or 3 people, they're earning well over $100,000 and $200,000 apiece. There's a lot to be said for acquired skills. So I'm glad the country is doing that, but the Democratic Party is not pushing that. People want to be comfortable. They want to have a family in most cases, not everybody, but most cases they do. But the big thing, everybody wants to be safe. Safe from wackos who destroy people and families. They may not even have an agenda like they know them personally. They just want to kill anybody. Well, we have a lot of that type of mentality of people who came through our open borders, and Trump is doing his best to stop it. And even now, with that Garcia man coming back to the United States from El Salvador, they now admit, after all their visits to, he was wrongly put in jail and all of that, now they realize he was rightly exported. Excuse me. He actually imported and distributed several violent members of MS-13. Whether he's an active member, a low member, or whatever, I don't really care. The fact that he's escorting known criminals, not any illegal at the border, but known criminals of criminal organizations to all different cities, not just Baltimore and Maryland, but before that went to other areas also with violent illegals. He may be going through due process now, and we have to pay millions of dollars to do that and to send him all the way back to El Salvador, where the Democratic Party doesn't care. They seem to want, instead of being spent on growth and comfort of the tax-paying voting citizens, they're supporting criminals and illegal people because maybe the country can go bankrupt if they do what they're doing. What is the matter? The Democratic Party has never been like this. Historically, never at all. They've had difference in specific agendas, which is fine, and Republicans don't have perfect agendas, and the Democrats never did either historically. But compromise and caring about the country was a common thread. It is no common thread right now at all. And for those of you who've, at the moment, I'm not saying I won't be a Democrat again, who knows, but now I would be embarrassed and shamed for even saying you were a Democrat with what the agenda is now. And those moderates who don't believe in the current agenda, but they're being silent about it, they're being just as bad. So please, people, for those of you moderate Democrats and moderate Republicans who care about the country, who aren't voting no on everything or yes on everything, but care about the country, I wish you would all, Republican and Democrat alike, start uniting, doing things together, and get rid of the far left and get rid of the far, far right also, who want everything done overnight. It's unrealistic, and it doesn't represent how our country grew and came together. Well, we need to take a break, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes with some more information, so stay with us. I want to introduce you to our main sponsor, Highland Plaza, located on US 1 on the east side of the Highland Drive traffic light. We even have our own left-hand turn lane. One of the places in there, the first one on the north side, is Easy Stop, and you will be surprised what competitive and beautiful prices they have. You should give it a shot. Also, Tony's Hairstyling Salon is ideal for the entire family at all ages. He and his wife have run a salon there for years with a huge following. Also, we want to tell you about La Taberna Restaurant. It has the freshest Mexican food in town and a well-experienced chef. You will be most surprised not only by the food, but the reasonable prices. Also, I want to tell you about the nail salon. It's Luxury Nails. Let me tell you, they do everything, both for walk-in clients and appointments. Appointments are really appreciated, but they treat all clients professionally. Now, I want to repeat to you, this is located on US 1, just east of Highland Drive at the traffic light. It's a beautiful yellow building with a maroon awning. We look forward to seeing you there. Come on over.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, bedroom groups in the latest styles and colors from Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Riverside, Hooker, Capri, Tommy Bahama, and more. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have anything you need for your outdoor living from Lloyd Flanders, Kingsley Bate, Brown Jordan, and Woodard, including a gallery of maintenance-free furniture from Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. Right now, during our summer savings event, we have lots of great half-price specials, including 50% off on all in-stock Universal Coastal Living collections. And all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street that is filled with name brand closeouts. And visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
Well, I've got to say, welcome back. Hey, there's one other thing that upset me also. Believe it or not, it all came out. I think Trump said it rather recently, within the last week or two, a couple of times. Newsom, Governor Newsom, is doing a big favor to him. Why? Because as a governor, his track record is probably the worst of any governor in California. After the fires, which could have been, if not totally prevented, could have been greatly reduced if he allowed the fire hydrants to work and the water system to be productive. Right now, 1/3 of Los Angeles is devastated from the fires, and people are not rebuilding because the permitting process is too expensive, long, and cumbersome. That is a favor to Trump, because in the first session, when Trump was president 6 years ago, he listened to the Democrats. Don't come and send troops in and help us out. Let us handle it. Well, by handling it, the middle of Seattle and the middle of Portland, Oregon, were burned down or demolished and still have not been rebuilt. If Trump did not send right now the assistance, believe it or not, this area of Los Angeles would be further flattened, and the people would just be taking down all the police stations and everything else. So I hope all of society, not just Californians, all of us see what's going on and put an end to this. Violence is not the way to go forward. Working together is. So please, folks, let's get down to the drawing board and let's stop this name-calling and nonsense and get to work. I really look, from both parties, I really look forward to it. Have a great week.